Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. My name is Jeff Aresti. I'm the president and founder of the Internet Bar. Let me start by showing you a short video, which was produced by Kelsey Ray, one of Internet Bar's good friends, musician, a great singer, and works with youth around the world. She traveled to Poland to meet with the Children of Ukraine Educational Center, a group that I introduced her to after I had spent a month in Poland in June this past year to see how Internet Bar could use technology and access to the internet through some of the new technologies available to help young children and their teachers out. Let me start by showing you a video that was prepared by Kelsey. Here we go.
As Russia attacks war in Ukraine.
War in Ukraine, Russian troops, Ukrainian invasion
Of Ukraine. Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Ukrainian military.
the Russian invader,
invasion of Ukraine.
Russian invasion.
Russia's invasion of Ukraine,
Russian troops.
Russian invasion. Vast invasion.
Without hope, there is no future. And what better way to bring hope than through song? The Children of Ukraine Educational Center allows the youth to feel empowered to make a difference, bringing hope to the future of Ukraine. Music provides clarity. Music gives inspiration. Music heals and brings peace. You too can be a part of our movement if you go to be1world.org. You can donate or just be a part of the journey. These children still need our support. They need hope, and they deserve peace. So let's unite with Ukraine. And with Be One World, we give a voice to the voiceless.
Hi, my name is Saya, Carolina,
Matvey,
Marusia, Marichka, Sabrina, and Katsurina.
As you can see, the Children of Ukraine look like any normal school. Those kids are performing on August 24th on Independence Day. And these are people that we met and we touched and built the beginnings of a relationship with. But just imagine, these same children and their teachers were living in a city in Ukraine in the beginning of the day on February 24th. They were told, pack up and leave. And now they're in Warsaw. And the experience that they have in Warsaw is very, very different than anything else. Their whole lives have been uprooted. They've left family behind, and now they're on their own. Certainly the rest of the world has helped in many ways, especially at the political and military levels. But we want to help the kids regain their dignity. When I went to Poland on the 1st of June, I was fortunate to be connected with a couple of attorneys, Tomasz Wardenski and Natalia Oloskwa. And what I'm about to show you is the interview of myself and Natalia, where she is explaining what it's like to be in Poland, and all of a sudden you are housing several Ukrainians in your home. What's the experience like? What's the community addressing from both the governmental standpoint as well as the personal standpoint? So let me get Natalia's voice onto the screen so that you can hear her.
That's right.
And let me correct you, there wasn't any help from government at this stage, but that was really people's open hearts. There was the help from the government at the governmental level. Maybe there was also legislature that will have, the law has been passed on special status for the Ukrainian refugees. And yes, I need to admit, that was a huge help, but on the other hand, the refugee centers, the reception in our homes, that was done by ordinary people and by the local government. And that was a tremendous, tremendous effort. And there is always a question how much effort you can be constantly bringing if, for example, this change of effort is not supported somehow. That at some stage you feel like you're left alone with everything you are doing. Because, for example, here we've been offered help, also financial support for keeping having the refugees over their homes. But unfortunately, that does not work that efficiently as we would expect. So people are actually not receiving this money. Fortunately, the help that has been granted to the Ukrainian people, that this original 300 zlotys they were getting, which was like about $80, that was actually quite fluently done. And the thing that the refugee centers or the reception centers are now empty. I think that the first wave of people who was to escape, has reached the places of destination. Things were fortunately sorted for them quite quickly. So they got their registration numbers, they got their bank accounts, they're registered for some help. What I need to also add is that they are also getting the United Nations refugee help, which also helps them. This is a monthly installment for 3 months. I know that's been of help for many of them. But yes, there is a moment where plenty of them will be deciding what they will do, whether they will stay or go home, even if the war is still pending. We are all people. I need to tell you from my personal experience with the people who live with me under my roof, that they simply miss their ordinary life. They miss their premises, they miss their friends who stay there. They're absolutely tired by the uncertainty, by the everyday life in a foreign country with a foreign language. So no matter how friendly people are, it's very, very stressful for them, especially for the kids. And one thing about the schooling, quite a lot of Ukrainian children came physically to Polish schools, and they're also getting Polish certificates. So one of the issues for the future will be how to recognize and comply Polish system of education with Ukrainian one, to combine a coherent system for those people. I bet I heard about an estimation that 90,000 of school children in Warsaw alone have been schooled within 3 weeks after they came here. That left them with like 2 months of schooling before they get the certificate. So many challenges for them, not speaking Polish, of course, and this is a different language to Ukrainian. So there is so much to be said. Some is happening in the real life and some needs to be recognized by the technology. So what do you think the desired outcome of your stay here, of the cooperation you are going to set up should be?
Well, that is a good time for me to jump back in and show you exactly what Internet Bar proposed to do. And what you see on the screen is our B1 World framework. B1 World is the name of the virtual marketplace that we set up. And as you can see, the framework itself starts by making sure that everybody has access to the internet. In order to have access to the internet, you need to have battery power. And in a refugee population that's on the move, and especially based on the news that you can see today with all the Russian bombs of Ukraine, so the people who are in Ukraine or the people who are in Poland and on the move, there's no guarantee that there's going to be a regular source of electricity. So we had arranged with one of our good friends, Bronco Power Boost, to get solar panels that power up batteries, provide headlamps and lights. And that way that any USB device can be powered. So people with smartphones, of which nearly everybody is traveling with smartphones, is going to be able to have access to the internet. And that was the very first step. After that, we then had to go to where strength lies, and that is in the area that is the creation of a framework that gives people not only access to the internet, but a new form of identity that will be something that they can begin to count on. And that new form of identity is what we call self-sovereign identity. When you get onto the internet, as we all do right now, typically we use a username and password and sign in. Now, the king in this particular model, which when we go onto the internet, is the internet service provider or the application that is the one that we visit the most, which could be Google, which could be Facebook, which could be Instagram, some social media platform. But whatever it is, they control the money, they control our relationship, and all the power comes from the top down. That in and of itself is problematic. At some point over the course of the last 20 years, people began to realize that the power from the internet should be coming from the ground up. Why? Well, for us to get into the internet, we had to give up every aspect of our identity just by signing in. When we clicked I accept to the terms of service with Facebook, our relationship with the data that we created when we go onto the internet is controlled by Facebook, not by us. It's controlled by that contract. And so from about 2010 on, Internet Bar began to establish a mission that personal data networks needed to be established that would allow peer-to-peer relationships. Customers and companies would be able to connect directly with each other. This eventually developed into companies beginning to rebalance power in cyberspace by emphasizing the role of each of us going online, each of us having our own data to be able to create. and then have control over. So that was the beginning of our work online. And when we went to Poland, what we knew was that we needed to have a large number of people to be able to join our efforts. And that's where the Children of Ukraine came in. And at that point, another one of our colleagues went over to Warsaw, Chad Harper of Hip Hop Saves Lives. And when he went over to Warsaw, he met with the kids, and this was how he established the relationship there with the kids. I will play that for you right now.
I'm Sophia. I'm 17 years old and I'm from Ukraine. It's like a popular phrase. When we had the bomb on 24th of February in Kharkiv, I understood that this is a war. We went to the bomb shelter that was about like 2 kilometers from my house, and we practically lived there.
One day I got up on the 24th February because of my mom's call, and she told that I have just 15 minutes to pack my things and leave the country.
Maybe 4,000 people went by this train. We spent in this train 24 hours without food and without water. So I have already been here when the full-scale invasion has started, because my sister lives here for 10 years, and I often was visiting her. So it just was one of our usual visits. I went to Poland in the beginning of February, just to be there for a couple of weeks and then come back to Ukraine, and I didn't. So.
There is a law from the first war day that a man from 18 till 60 can't pass the border because they need to stay, because someone needs to protect our country. And this reason why millions of Ukrainian families are not together for now.
Hello, my name is Tatiana. I'm from Ukraine, Odessa. We are here with my child, with my parents, and without my husband. We arrived in Poland
And so as you can see, the children, their mothers are having a life in Poland, but it is very difficult. And what we wanted to do was help them use the internet and their access to the internet to create something that they could bring to a virtual marketplace, a global marketplace that is the next internet, that's being built on the distributed ledger technologies called the blockchain, which, at least the way we are looking at it, and not everybody looks at it this way, but the way we're looking at it, it's the next internet. It's, to me, no different than 1995, when we didn't have the internet, and all of a sudden it was available to us, and many of us started going onto the internet through a service called America Online. But here it is, 10, 20, 30 years later, and now the distributed ledger technologies essentially allow each of us to talk to anybody else anywhere in the world securely. And those particular pathways to secure interaction on the internet are being built today. Massive adoption of that hasn't even begun to start, except that there are many people who've been using this new internet for years now and have figured out its power. So we want to bring that power to the internet. And what Chad and Kelsey and Internet Bar did working with these kids was give them the ability to help create designs and assets. And that's what I will show you right now.
I'm Sophia. I'm 17 years old and I'm from Ukraine.
You can see here that these are children who are wearing a t-shirt that has this artwork and design, which we are sharing with you. It has their words, independence flows in you throughout the day and night in your heart. Dream that armed Ukrainian forces will bring it all back. I love Ukraine till death. These young kids are the champions. This logo in digital form can be sold around the world as any other art piece is sold, except this will be in digital form. We'll use the framework of non-fungible tokens to help the young kids sell the digital art. We'll also be able to put this art on t-shirts and on coffee mugs and sell it that way as well. So they'll be able to benefit from the old school sale of t-shirts and coffee cups, as well as the new world, the sale of non-fungible tokens. So that's our work. That's what we're doing. The marketplace is called the B1 World Marketplace. And we would certainly like for you to come to B1 World, and you'll be able to donate to the school directly. And from our B1 World website, you'll be able to go to the store where you'll be able to purchase the NFT, or also be able to participate in buying t-shirts, coffee cups, and so forth. b1world.org, that's where we'd like you to join us and join our efforts. Thank you very much for joining our program this morning. Rest assured that this virtual marketplace, which is just beginning, is going to be something that every one of us is going to participate in over the course of time, and we're all going to be making the rules up, and that's our opportunity to build a fair marketplace for all. Thank you again for joining us this morning. Have a great day.